So I'm just waiting on Mahal, Filipina. She's doing some shopping at the moment. You can hear my blinker, my indicator on. Dinker, 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 dinker while I'm waiting for her. And this is some of the sights and scenes around here while I'm waiting. And you can see up there as well. Sorry about all the reflection in the window. And she's in this store over here doing some shopping over there. Here I am in the car waiting for her. This video is on Filipina and the Foreigner channel, but we do have another channel called Filipina Recorded Live, so you can check out our other channel as well. This video is mainly about us talking about age gap. Now, there are different opinions about age gap. I thought we'd just talk about the different perspectives of age gaps coming from different people and how they might think about it, things of that nature. So this is kind of a long video, but it's talking about or considering and talking about the different perspectives of age gap. Okay, so that's what this video is about. Thank you for checking out Filipina and the Foreigner. And we start in this video by Mahal singing to me. I was telling her how much I love her singing. It's very comforting. And she started singing to me. She turned on the camera, started singing to me, and then we went into our conversation. So thanks for joining in today.
So our YouTube channel, The Filipina and the Foreigner.
Video again. Didn't know. Just looking at stuff.
I try to sing a song for my Mahal.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm her Mahal.
I've
She's my
been
Mahal.
loving you eternally.
I like her singing. It's very comforting.
With a love that's true eternally.
Isn't that nice? Comforting. I find her singing very comforting.
From the start within my heart, it seems I've always known. Sorry.
I was wondering if we're going to get copyright, but after that last, I don't think we'll get copyright. I'm pretty sure there's nothing there with
God,
the.
because I mess up. It's always the chorus I knew.
Anyway, what were the words that made you cry? You can say them.
No, like this, okay.
What? No take backsies.
Huh?
No take backsies.
What? I want to do it again.
Yeah, but just leave this one rolling.
Yeah, okay.
Just continue.
I cried because I messed up.
No.
Be loving you eternally.
It's nice.
With the love that's true eternally.
Isn't that nice? That's so comforting. Was that it?
It's the start.
I get half a song.
It seems
I'm not worth a whole song. Okay, here it
always known. I can't read.
That's okay. Well, since
The
we got the
sun would shine when you are mine, and mine alone. You're not belong to the housemaid.
hers alone. We don't have a housemaid.
I've been loving you eternally. I'm not Sarah.
Sarah, yeah. That's a biblical reference. You have to look it up and figure it out.
No love is new, my dear, for me.
Such nice singing. Well, since we
Though
get
the sky should fall, remember I shall
speak.
always be. There's no copyright, right? Forever
after
true.
that scream, no.
And loving you eternally. That's it.
Yay! No, don't stop. Yay! So, I was thinking, since we started the video, just to conclude it with a thought as well. On my mind last little while, I was thinking different opinions of age gap. I know it's a very common thing talked about on a lot of different YouTube videos, right? But I was thinking of the different perspectives that people have on age gap, right? Like me and you, okay? We have what? We have like how many
17.
years? 17 years. Can
Yeah.
you believe it?
But he
Look
looks
at us.
25 and I
Can you
look
believe it?
40.
And everyone's like, yeah, I thought it was more. 17-year age gap. So, you know, different perspectives think of that in different ways. Like when I look at you and me, I'm just like, I don't even think of an age. I just think of you the way you are, and me the way, and we just get along. Everything's nice, and I honestly don't even think of an age. Well, what's your opinion? This is our first perspective.
No.
What we think.
While I'm in the dating site, I always prefer older than me.
She got it.
Even put there because in the dating site, you will know, they will choose you what age you want to prefer, like 18 to 30 or 30 to 50 or 40
to
to
100.
60, something like that. So I just make sure that it's older than me, like 50 above.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, like, back to my point, when it's me and you thinking about each other, like, I think of you, I really don't think age, I just think you as a person, and you're a wonderful person. That's all I really think, is you as a person. I don't think of your age as such. Like, do you think of me with an age or not? And
Because
be honest.
if you're
honest.
in my honest opinion, if you're younger than me, I will never message you. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes.
still, like, in our relationship, do you think of me with a certain age? Like, we just, like, how do you think?
No.
Be
no.
honest.
No, in my own opinion, is like while we were in the LDR, I don't think like you are older, much older than me. Yes.
So you just kind of look at me the same way I look at you, just like a person you love each other's relationship.
Yeah, because
So
in
no
the
really
first
age thing.
place, while you are while we are in the dating site, I made sure that before I message or something or pursuing someone in the dating site, I made sure that that guy is older than me, not younger than me.
Okay. Now, that's our perspective on the age group. Now, let's take, for example, like, people might want to know what people think about age groups. So let's think about, like, for example, your mom and your family looking at us. What do they think about our age gap? Like, you think your mom is older than me a little, right? And your family, the rest of your family, like, they're younger than you, and as well as your son and everybody included. Like, how do they observe our age gap? Can you speak for them? I'm just kind of informing other people what the other people think of age gaps.
For them, it's okay. For them, yeah, because like they thought that like having a long age gap or the guy is older than the woman, it's kind of the maturity. We think that the maturity level is different. You kind of mature.
Kind of. Notice it's kind of.
The
Not really.
because they're not sure. That for me, I'm sure. Yeah, it's on their behalf. I'm just speaking on their behalf.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making a joke.
Yes,
I understand.
yeah. So it's okay for them.
Okay. Now, people from the West, like where I'm from, like in the North America region, they would think this is probably a crazy big age gap, right? They think, a lot of people would think, like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Sometimes they think it's crazy if you're, 6, 7, 8 years apart, right? Sometimes some people do. So, that's the perspective of North America. What do you think about people's perspective from North America, thinking that maybe this is too big of it? What do you think about that?
It's their own belief. It's their own opinion.
Yeah. Now, in saying, go ahead.
Since I'm already in that situation, it doesn't matter for me, because even before, when I was a kid, I prefer older than me.
When you were a kid? What are you talking about?
Yeah, when I was a kid, like
in your 20s, you mean?
No, yeah, even because growing up, when I was a kid,
date anybody when you were a kid.
when I was
Let's clarify
like this, when I was a kid, like, we are aware of that boyfriend and girlfriend thing. Yeah. Yes. And we talk about that. No, I don't want the same age as me. It's
okay,
kind
so
of,
you're talking about your train of thinking.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then growing up, when I was in in high school, of course you have this kind of crush into someone which is same age as you, but in like in reality, in your own point of view, like if you want to have a serious relationship, I really want to have this kind of relationship which is the guy is older than me, not me older than my partner.
Okay, so now we gave you some perspectives based on our age gap, but now when if you do any research with the Philippines and you talk about age gap, usually you will notice a much bigger age gap than
Yes.
ours. So this,
Yes.
again, talking about perspectives of age gaps here in this conversation, because if you do any kind of research on the Philippines and age gap, you'll find a lot of people over here that are probably older than me. No, many are older than me and much younger than her, like in their 20s a lot of
Yes,
times. So
yes.
you're talking about some guy in their 60s or 70s and some girl in their 20s. And that's kind of like what people think about over here when they think age gap. They don't think so much of us, I don't think, as an age gap. They think of this other age gap, which in North America is considered crazy. So what's, okay, your perspective on that age gap
It's
as a
not
Filipina?
crazy for me.
See, she thinks it's
Yeah.
not crazy.
Yeah.
See, this one, I'm trying to get a point, the different
Because
perspectives.
you know what,
people
guys,
think.
he asked me before, like if you really want an older man like him, why you don't try to have a relationship which is a Filipino older than me, and like the same age gap, like 17 years or 10 years more than that. And I say no, because especially we always think about our future, our security also.
So you're talking about now the other age gap I'm talking about. You're
Yeah.
saying they're thinking about a security.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So you don't think it's
Especially-
love, or do you think it can be love too? Like, what do you think? That other, age
Most
gap,
of the
bigger one.
Filipina who has like 20, more than 20, when you just talk to them, and especially if it's really young Filipina, like 20s, early 20s, it's if you just know them personally, it's always the security, and then next the love, because some Filipina have this kind of perspective that love can be developed.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
So they go into a relationship
Yes.
thinking first security,
Mhm.
and they can develop the
Develop
love.
the love.
A lot of people think that way.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm getting perspectives. Now, again, from a Filipino point of view, your family, for example, or maybe even just your friends, for example, what would they think of this, what I call like a crazy gap, like a really older guy and a much younger girl? Maybe what do, like, either your friends or family think of that kind of a gap? I'm trying to get perspectives of what people think.
So sad about that, because I heard a lot of that. They always think like the Filipina was in that kind of relationship because of the money. It's always the one perspective you can get, without knowing the whole story. It's always about money.
Okay, so basically, I'm not trying to say your family as such. I'm really
No,
trying
not
to say
in my
local.
family.
I'm just trying to say
Yes.
local people, how
In
the local
general.
people think, right?
In general
Yeah,
perspective.
That's my point. How
Yes.
local people
Yeah.
think. So you think they also look at it as kind of a negative thing?
Negative connotation, something like that.
Okay, now
Yes.
staying with the different perspectives of this age gap thing. Okay, so you got a young Filipina girl, maybe in her 20s, and an older Filipino guy. Okay, Filipina and Filipino, so of your country, but there's an age gap. How is that perceived? Is it the same as like a
Yeah,
me and you
it's the
foreigner
same.
thing, or do people not like it? Like when you say it's the same, what do you mean?
Here in the Philippines, if you will see a couple with a big age gap, like just we will how can I say this? Because I heard a lot of stories that kind of relationship. The Filipino guy, he's much old than the Filipina.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying. Like,
yeah.
what's the general
And,
reaction?
Like people will say something about especially if the guy has money, yeah, and they always say that they just the Filipina, the woman just say yes to that guy because of money.
So again, security.
If
thing.
yes, it's always the security. And if they are both poor, it's kind of the Filipina, the Filipina is kind of naive. Maybe she didn't go to school. Maybe she's she's really naive, in reality, or maybe they live in the remote areas, never been to the city.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So one more perspective now. Again, concerning the local people, what the local people here think. Like, if there's an age gap, like our age gap, between Filipino people locally, is that considered a big age gap? If there were two Filipino people with our age gap, is that considered big or normal or what? And how do people think locally about like our age gap if it were if it was two Filipino people, right? Filipina and Filipino with the same age gap.
Same age gap. It's
As
normal.
me and you.
Yeah.
Like, so people, even though it's a Filipina and a Filipino
Same.
in your country,
Yeah. Same.
and our age gap, say about 17 years
Uh-oh.
of your local people coming together as a relationship, what do people think?
Our perspective, it's not really kind of normal. That's why we ask about the status of that individual. Like, okay, why is the Filipina agree in that kind of relationship? What's his status? So his status is kind of if he's had a lot of money, or that Filipina is kind of poor, something like that. We kind of like,
So you're saying it's not normal, even though
it's not kind
me
of
and
normal.
you are
Yes,
considered
yes.
normal, it would not be considered normal if it was two
In others'
Filipino people?
perspective, before we say it's normal, we think first, okay, we ask first, what's their status? What's the status of the guy, and what's the status of the woman? We always have this kind of opinion in every, because
So you're saying it's like a judgmental thing.
Yes,
You're trying to make a
exactly.
judgmental
Yes,
thing
yeah.
about the people.
exactly, because if we have the same age, normal, like maybe 5 to 3-4 years age gap, we just, we don't care about that, but we just make some chismis, okay? It's like that. We're chismosa and chismoso
So
kind of people. Our culture is like that. We always talk behind their back. They just just like me, I can some people, I cannot please everybody, and they say that, just being practical, and they thought that my afam is kind of rich, so I don't mind them talking to me like that, because they don't know the situation.
yeah.
And people say that I live a luxury life because I have a
Sorry.
foreigner,
I'm
but
sorry.
sorry, for me, having a luxury life where there's no debt, but we have that.
I'm
We
really
live in
sorry.
paycheck to paycheck.
I'm really sorry.
And then I even read some comments that before I meet him, I am poor, and then I said, oh, before I meet him, I'm not poor.
No.
I earn more than 30,000 salary
Yeah, she's doing
a
quite
month.
well. Yeah, she's doing quite well.
Yeah.
And all her
For
family
me, I'm
is
doing well
quite
before I met
Yeah.
him.
All the family
Yes.
is doing quite well.
Mm.
So
But
it was a
still,
real
since I
personal
cannot-
choice, I guess.
I cannot please everybody. They're talking to me like that. Like, yeah, it's, you know.
So again, I'm just trying to get it really clear. So what you're saying is, with our age
People
group,
are being judgmental.
with Filipina and a foreigner, it's considered pretty much okay with our age group. Is
Yeah,
that right? But
yeah.
yet,
Some.
two local people with our age group, it's not considered okay. Is that right?
No, it's still it's still okay, mahal.
Still okay.
But people
Still
are
okay.
really judgmental. They
more,
always
more
find
judgmental with the two locals than us? Is that what you
No,
mean? Or the
the
same
more-
judgmental in both
in our
situations?
no, even if we don't have, even if our age gap is like we are almost the same age, people are still judgmental.
So it's
Yeah.
not even an age thing?
It's not about
it's
the
just
age
a
thing.
gossip
There's
thing?
exactly.
Oh.
It's kind of behavior. It's normal to us to judge something and gossip. Yeah, talking behind their back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm just
It's
really
kind of-
curious.
People
Curious what
always.
people think.
That's why
Perspectives.
in outside the Philippines, they don't care about you. They don't even know your neighbors. But here in the Philippines, since a lot of people were jobless, they stay in the house, so that's their job, minding the business of other people, talking the life of
Oh, yeah.
other people. That's the
Busybodies.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so anyway, these are some of the perspectives about age gap that we tried to give a couple of different situations with the age gap. So for a foreigner guy looking to find a Filipina, what's the best age gap that you would recommend as a Filipina? So we'll conclude on this one. What's your recommendation for the or is there even a recommended age gap
I don't
as
want
a
to
foreigner
I,
looking
I,
for a
don't-
Filipina?
I don't want to discuss about what I want, because whatever I prayed,
We'll give them an idea from your opinion.
no, just like this, whatever I pray, I don't want to be more in details. I don't want to be more in details, because when I pray, I'll always be specific, and some of the things that I pray, I don't want to share it because you don't like it to hear. Yes.
What?
And you
What are you telling
always
me?
okay. So we're back.
She had
I'm trying to
she had
explain,
something
and I don't
off
want
camera
to
because
be
I was
in
losing
details.
the train
Yes.
of thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to be in details what I want, because God gives me exactly what I prayed for.
That's the point, yeah.
Yes. And I don't want to be in details, and I just post the video because I want to explain, because he wants to to be more in details here, but I explained, and he agreed that I don't want to share that in public.
Yeah, but okay, no, but my question, I'm not sure if you're fully understanding my question is, okay, talk to a foreigner, either, some other place, planning on coming to meet a Filipina, and maybe they're thinking in their mind, what's the best age gap so there's no real problems or something? Like, what do you recommend as the best age
So,
gap, or
if
do you
you are
say
in
there's no, like,
60s,
what's your opinion,
If you are in
your
60s,
perspective?
yeah, if you are in 60s, maybe the age gap is probably 40, early 40s. Not too young, because for me, if you prefer much younger, like 20s, early 20s, the maturity level, it's not
Not
of
compatible?
fully developed.
So you're saying it wouldn't be as compatible?
Yes, yes. And in my 20s, I really want to go somewhere, buy this, buy that, to think, yeah, without
Yeah.
thinking the money where it came from.
And the old guy's in his rocker. Oh, ready for my nap.
Yes, exactly. And then in my early 20s, I love to hang out with my friends. And if you are like the age gap, if you are in the 70s or 80s, you can't do that.
The guys with
So
his
you're just-
remote. What's on the news tonight?
Yeah. And there's a possibility that you just live in the house while you're Filipina hanging out with your friends.
Okay. Now, say the foreigner guy's in his 50s. What's your recommended age
maybe
gap
early
for him to look?
30s.
What?
Yes, early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah,
early 30s.
because in our 30s it's kind of, or late 20s, it's kind of, our perspective is like, okay, I want to have this kind of family. We're thinking about family. But in 20s, no, we think about adventures, hanging out with friends, enjoying life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it, see if I got the right understanding here. From my understanding, watching a lot of different videos before I came here, it seems like when a Filipina reaches the age of 30 and she's not married, she's thinking,
There's
oh,
a
I
big
got to get
problem.
married.
Yes, there's a big problem.
Is
about
that right?
Yes.
She's thinking
Yes.
like, oh my
Yes.
goodness, I got to get married.
Yes.
So
Having kids.
So then they're of a better mind frame to be married, right? Because they're thinking, that's what I want. I want a
Yeah.
family, and they're more focused that way, right?
Especially if you're in 30s and you don't have boyfriend, people will think, are you really that choosy if you have a high standard? Well, they don't even know that maybe Filipina choose in that kind of situation because maybe they are breadwinners.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically just giving some suggestions, hints, and things to think about as a foreigner looking for a Filipina, maybe anywhere from 30 up, because they're more focused on the maturity level.
So if you are in 70 or 80s, just choose a Filipino is 40 or 50s. Not if you are 80s, you choose 20s. It's a headache. For me, it's a headache because in my own opinion, I love to going out. I love hanging out with my friends in my 20s. Yeah.
Yeah. So in our experience, as we conclude up now, how do you think our age gap is working out from your perspective again?
I think it's ideal.
Ideal. Do you hear that? Ideal.
Yeah. Because I look for you, you're 25. You think sometimes I even told him that, you know what, you act like a teens.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're very compatible.
Yeah. It's like that.
But honestly, I don't even really consider your age. I just consider you as a person, and I just love
yeah.
your personality,
No,
and
it's
the way
just
you think and everything, you know.
It's the kind of course, as you grow old, your mind become, it's different. You're looking for your future, not about like just, easy-go-lucky. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are some of our thoughts about different perspectives about the age gap in different ways. I hope that was helpful in some way. We'd love to hear your comments about your thoughts and perspective of the age gap. And we have 2 channels to tell you about.
The Filipina and the Foreigner, and the
one.
Filipina Recorded Live.
That's 2.
Yes.
And then we'll put some PayPal link or PayPal links and a Gcash number below that
if
you want to contribute, if you like some of our videos, it goes right to her, and she's always giving. So chances are what you give to her, it's probably just going to go right to somebody else.
Because guys,
That'd be
sharing
nice.
is a blessing.
Just help her to give more, really. But anyway, thank you. God bless you.
God bless everyone.